Welcome back to another Metal Mondays. We just played Bodies on Bodies from Vio-lence and Brace for Impact from Flotsam and Jetsam. As you know, we always start Monday off with Vio-lence. We got a lovely guest with us. We have Sonia from Crypta and Cobra Spell. How are you?
Hi, thanks for having me. I'm good. It's a sunny day in the Netherlands, so I'm good. I'm happy.
Fuck yeah. Well, let's get into this. How did Crypta start?
Well, Krypta started like around August or July 2019. I'm not exactly sure anymore. Somewhere in the summer of 2019. It was an idea from Fernanda and Luana, which were previously members in Nervosa, and they wanted to start a side project in the style of old school death metal, just to have like something different. And in this case, they needed a guitarist for that. And we knew each other already since we played shows together back when I was in my previous band, Burning Witches. In this way, we really got to know each other face to face, and they saw me perform, and I saw them perform. And I actually look up to them a lot. They're very awesome musicians. So they invited me to play in this new project, which turned out to be Krypta. And I was like, of course, it's a big honor. So I directly accepted the invitation. And yeah, we started firstly as a group of 3 persons starting to write music together. We didn't have anything. We didn't have any music. We didn't have not even the concept. We had some ideas, and then from there we started like creating Krypta. And later on, we thought it would be pretty cool to have like a second guitarist in the band, just so if we can exchange guitar solos together, and it sounds much better live to have a second guitarist. And in this way, we completed the lineup, and that's pretty much what happened a year later after the starting of the band, and that's when we announced it.
Fuck so yeah.
That's how it went.
It seems like you guys are definitely making some waves with this band for sure.
Yay, thanks.
How did you guys get signed by Napalm Records?
Well, honestly, it was a big surprise for that to happen. Even though Fernanda had already contact with this label since she worked with this label before in her previous band. And the friendship was there, the contact was there. So we thought, okay, let's try and see if they're interested in this project. You never know. And they directly were interested. They liked the demos that we had so far, and they gave us a quite good offer, and we could not say no to that. So it's like we just directly went for it, and yeah, that's pretty much how it went, very fast. And we are happy that we got this chance, because honestly, it's very difficult for a band that is like new to get signed by a label and to have like directly a good head start and a good deal. And yeah, so that's kind of like pretty awesome.
Definitely, that's pretty fucking cool that they just jumped on and like added you guys. That's really great.
It's good for the band and for the first album.
Oh yeah, especially with your guys' debut. Like I said, I think this one's going to be a pretty big record coming out for 2021.
I hope people are gonna like it.
From what I've heard, it's for me. I think this might be my number 1 right now.
Oh yeah, thanks.
And we just hit June, so we have 6 more months, but this is probably going to be my number 1 record of the year.
Oh, thanks.
What was the writing process for this record?
Well, we started, as I said, quite early when the band started. We started trying to find our sound, collaborating together. Everything is done in distance. So Fernanda and Luana, they are all the way in Brazil. I live in Amsterdam, the Netherlands. So there was not possibility to come together and play music in a rehearsal room. So we did it all like on our own. We all contributed to the album, even though Taina a little bit less, since she came a lot later in the band. And so mostly the ideas came from myself, Fernanda, and Luana. We shared our ideas in a Google Drive. And we all have like very, heavy backgrounds. We have different styles of music that we really enjoy, even though death metal is like the style that we all appreciate. And there's many different styles of death metal that we like, such as the old school, the blackened, the brutal, the technical. There's a whole like list that we like, even though we had to implement everything in one group, which is gonna become Krypta. And in this way, we had to see what works with us. So for example, my ideas were a little bit more melodic, and Luan has more rhythmic ideas, while Fernanda is more also rhythmical, and we had to combine these mixtures of influences that we had, and we found kind of our way of writing, and this is kind of how it went, I guess, for the album.
Definitely. So going into this record, did you have a game plan on exactly how you wanted your guitar to sound?
Well, I do have like a very steady idea of how I want to sound as a lead guitarist. When I have lead guitars, I really like to have my own sound. Very clear, very there's a certain idea that I have for that. As for rhythm guitars, it's always quite tricky because you want it to sound good on the overall idea of the genre that we had, and for the music of the band. So I cannot go too personal into my rhythmical sound because it has to match the vibe of the actual music. Even though I knew what kind of amplifiers I wanted to use for the recordings, certainly for the rhythm guitars, I knew that I'm a very big fan of the PV6505, which is a very, very good amplifier for rhythm guitars. There's a lot of like punch, and you can get very cool old school sounding death metal guitar. And I know a lot of like legendary guitarists in death metal that use this amplifier. So okay, I definitely want to try something with that. And we play around a little bit, and we actually really found the sound that we would like to have on the album. And that's how it went. Kind of, it was not too like, I had not too much of a precise idea of what I wanted, but I have like a direction.
Definitely. From what I've seen from Cobra Spell to this is definitely different, which is crazy but cool.
Yeah, with Cobra Spell, the EP was recorded with a completely different amplifier. We used a hybrid version, a hybrid combination of a Marshall Plexi, I believe, and EVH 5150. So it's like three completely different amplifiers from each other. But it's also two different styles, and so in Cobra Spell it's more important to have like brightness and melody to come out better. As for Krypta, you want the rhythmic and the power of death metal to come out in a very thick way. I know it's hard to explain, but
You explained it pretty good. Well, let's get into some tunes. We're gonna play Mountain featuring Frankie Bello from Crowbot here on Razor Radio. We're coming back from I Want More from Void Vader. Well, let's get back into this. With this being Krypta's debut record, how did your fans react so far?
Well, so far with the two songs that we released, which are Starvation and From the Ashes, the reactions have been absolutely mind-blowing. They're two completely different songs. From the Ashes is more a melodic song of our album, and more in the blackened side. As for Starvation, is more brutal. And we were kind of like, how are gonna people react? This is what they're gonna expect of us. Maybe they had a certain idea from us. So it's been amazing. People are being very enthusiastic. The sales of our album are going like very, very fast. The pre-orders are like sold out from the vinyls and shit. So that's like so cool. I didn't expect that it's gonna go so fast, and the views on YouTube are like very high in 1 month. And I'm very happy that people are really liking the sound of Krypta, and I hope the rest of the album is gonna be the same way.
Oh yeah, I think so. I think it's cool because I think it helps that you and Fernanda are from two like legendary bands that came out within this generation. So I think that helps, and then on top of that, you guys writing actual good music that's coming out helps you guys' sales, which is cool.
Yeah, and they're such, I have a very good connection with these girls, with Fernanda, Luana, Taina. They're all like we have a good friendship there going on. We understand each other very well when it comes to like music and ideas and stuff, and it just works very easy. And we felt like finally we can have like a safe place where our music is like comes the way we want it to be. And this is the idea of Krypta, to do everything the right way in our own way, kind of. And that's we're happy that this is going so well. And also the offers that we're getting, we just how to say it, we just announced to play in Wacken, and we haven't played a show even, and we're already gonna play like a freaking huge festival. So it's like everything is going so great right now.
Oh, you guys are definitely getting some good offers. I saw because I've been following you guys. You guys got an offer to tour with Deicide next year too. That's
Oh yeah,
cool.
that's so cool. Yeah.
You guys are making huge waves pretty quick, especially for just being having a debut record coming out.
Woo.
So that's pretty cool. So also with being with a new band in the scene during this quarantine times, how are you guys staying relevant?
For Krypta, you mean?
Yes.
Well, since we are in the process of releasing the album, we're doing a lot of promo stuff. We're on daily base posting on our social channels about the things that we are doing. We are constantly releasing news. Kind of, we have the new songs, we have the tour, we have the concerts, we have the playthroughs that are going on. We are actually all of the stuff that we have been working on. It's now finally the time that we can share it with the world. So yeah, we are definitely doing a lot of interviews and everything that is for the promotion of the album, and that's what keeps us busy right now. At the same time, myself, I'm at home. I'm also very busy in the coronavirus. I'm just giving a lot of guitar lessons from home. I'm writing music for the future, maybe for the next album of Crypta already, for the album of Cobra Spell. So I keep myself busy in this time.
That's definitely the way to do it. So who designed the album cover for Krypta?
All right, so the design is made by an American painter whose name is Wes Benscoter. He's a very awesome painter that makes in the style of horror-esque, brutal style of painting. He worked with many cool bands, with Hypocrisy, with Nile, you name it, with a lot of legendary death metal bands. And we had this very steady concept that we wanted, like a coffin in a certain crypt, with two demons on the sides, a little bit a dark vibe, some smoke coming out, and we thought that he would really be able to visualize this concept that we had in the right way, and he happened to do it very well. So we're happy how it turned out.
Definitely, it definitely looks really cool. And I saw so earlier this year you dropped a record with EP with Cobra Spell. Who designed that album cover?
This album cover is done by a very talented Italian painter. It's Velio Giusto, and I'm surprised that it's not very known, but he makes amazing paintings. And I had a friend of mine who worked with him before, and he recommended me to contact him. And I had a very steady idea of what I wanted to be in the cover. Cobra Spell, there had to be a cobra in the cover.
Right.
So, yeah, we got it there, and there's like a woman laying on the bed, and she's about to get like stinged. I don't know if that's the right English word. Like striked
Yeah.
by struck by a cobra. So yeah, we had like all these details with the candelabra on the sides, and we were wishing that he could do it right, because it's like we had a very detailed idea, and he could very well visualize the aesthetic that we want to have, and very 80s old school, but still a little bit like done in a very well manner. And yeah, we definitely, for the next time that we need a new painting for any release, we'll definitely ask him again.
It's definitely a cool album cover. How long did that take recording and writing with that project?
Honestly, that was, I have to say that the EP Love Venom was also like a creation of coronavirus. Everything is done like in distance.
Yeah.
Very do it yourself too. All the solo are done from my home here myself. I recorded all the bass lines, the drums. I hired a drummer to do that, because there was no way that we can have a drummer do it in a studio, so we had to do it that way. My other guitarist Sebastian Silva did it. He's living in the United States, and he did it from there. All his guitar solos, the vocals were done from Italy, so it's all done in distance. And the mixing was done and the mixing and the mastering was done by a friend of us in Spain. And yeah, so we did everything like very much in our own speed without having too much rush. And yeah, it turned out to be like, I really like it, of course. But for the next time, for when we were going to release the debut album, with Cobra Spell, I would love to do it in actual studio without any COVID restrictions and having the whole band together, so we can have like, some band time and we can share our ideas together at the moment. So that's definitely what I'm aiming for.
Definitely. Well, we're actually going to play some Cobra Spell. We're going to play Come On Tonight from Cobra Spell here on Razor Radio. All right. We're coming back from Fear of the Fallen from Halloween, which is a fucking great track. Excited for that record to drop. Well, let's talk some more a little bit about Cobra Spell. I seen that Alex is recording right now, the singer, and then I saw your drums just got done recording. Are you started on the guitar yet?
Yeah, well, we have actually all the demos are like ready. All we need is like the vocals on it. So right now, Alex is finishing the vocal lines for the demos of the new album. We really like to record all the demos in beforehand because we want like a good idea of how it's gonna sound like and what we can eventually add. So if in case we end up in the studio and record the album, that we already have a clear idea of what we're gonna do, instead of like rushing into like new ideas and stuff. We already have like a pre-production of it, and that's just kind of the in the phase that we are in right now. All the vocals were actually previously recorded by myself. I have a very like clear idea of melodies that I want in Cobra Spell. So I had recorded my vocals and then I delivered them to Alex, and Alex has to like make it his own, kind of, work around what I made and see how it works for him. And we are hoping that we can hit the studio maybe end this year, maybe the next. We'll see what happens. Right now, I'm really not putting in any rush because it's really like, it's getting better, the situation with the COVID, but as for traveling purposes right now, it doesn't really look that good still. So we're waiting until the right moment to start doing everything. And who knows, maybe a label gets involved and we'll see what happens.
Definitely. With Krypta, you guys have a lot of tours and stuff coming up. Do you think eventually, well, next year, do you think after the COVID restrictions, you'll take some time and do some tours or even like some festivals with Cobra Spell?
Oh, definitely. I know I signed up for like being a very busy musician because being in two bands is going to be guaranteed. If when concerts start and festivals, there will have to become choices. I will have to make choices. And Cobra Spell is not going to be the band that is going to play a million shows everywhere and play every single thing that they can get. We really want to like make it like only the big chances that we get to make those. And we want to be picky. As for Krypta, it's going to be more like we're going to go for it. We're going to like push the shows and we're going to try to play as much as we can. And and aside of that, I am working on a third thing that I cannot talk about yet. But for in case that I get not to make it on a show, I already have like a backup that will fill in for me in case I'm not available for a certain show. So this is all like being thought about in beforehand.
Hey, but that's good. You're thinking about it beforehand instead of it like actually happening. So you're being a smart musician with that one. So with your record about to drop, I see you do a lot of like actual covers on your Instagram and YouTube. Do you plan to do a lot of playthroughs for Krypta?
Well, we recently released a playthrough for From the Ashes. Ty99 made a video of that. We actually have already one released. From Dark Night of the Soul. And we are definitely going to release some more. I definitely going to make some on my YouTube channel from Krypta. There's a lot of ideas that I'm having. Maybe it would be also cool to have like a video where I explain how certain songs are played and stuff.
Yeah, definitely. So what made you guys do a 10-track record for your debut record?
Honestly, we thought, okay, how much minutes do we need? And it was like, okay, let's work towards this amount of songs, 11 songs or something. And of course, we had a lot of ideas, and we dismissed a lot of ideas that we thought, okay, that doesn't fit. But we aimed to have 11 songs that would like create be part of the album, and then the 10 song we to choose the 10 best songs, and then we had the 11th that was a little bit too late, and we had this as a bonus track, and that's how it kind of went. Honestly, there's just the only reason that we had to aim for a certain amount of minutes for for the album.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Well, let's get into some more tunes. We're going to play something from your new record. We're going to play Possessed from Krypta here on Razor Radio. Oh, right. We're coming back from Shadow Within from Krypta. Do you have a favorite song you wrote on this record?
Wow, that's a very difficult question.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're all like, to me, they're special songs.
Yeah.
But if I have to really make a choice, I'm gonna put the songs in front of me. Just let me see. I think I will definitely go for From the Ashes, since that's one is, it's one of the first ones that I wrote with the band. It features a melody that, for me, I think it's one of my favorite melodies, which is in the chorus, I really, really like that melody. Shadow Within would be also one of my favorite ones. And Dark Night of the Soul, I think so too. Dark Night of the Soul has like this very like Egyptian, Middle Eastern sounding melody that that also makes me happy.
Definitely. I think I like the flow of the record. You guys actually made it where it starts off with, of course, this intro, and then it just flows perfectly to the end. It fit perfectly. I liked that. You don't find that a lot with bands nowadays. We're gonna throw this here and we're gonna throw this here. Well, if you make it flow, like people could just listen to it straight through instead of like, well, I don't care about this song.
I'm glad. I'm happy that this is in the album. Yeah, we really thought about the track list. We wanted to have like the songs to have a sense together without clashing. That you have a fast one and then you need something a little bit less fast, and then an album has to be like a storyline.
Yeah, I agree with you. I wish more bands thought of that, but I agree with you. That's fucking smart. So you guys recorded a music video from the Ashes. What was the process doing that, and how long did it take to record?
Well, it was actually it's the biggest production that I've ever had to make a video. So it was, an honor to be part of it and to have like so many people being involved with it.
Mm-hmm.
We already had a very clear idea of how which song we wanted for a music video. From the Ashes it was the most melodic song, the catchier one. And there is a certain story behind this song, and it's about rebirth. And it's a metaphor from the phoenix, which it burns itself and it renews again. And we wanted to envision the beginning of the end somehow, like a new beginning, the reincarnation. I know it's hard to explain, but we wanted to envision this in this music video, and we thought, okay, then we're gonna bury our old self to come back as a new version of ourselves. That was kind of the idea. And that's what you actually see happen in this video, is that we are bringing ourselves to the grave and burying ourselves and coming out as like our metal kind of version, the new version of ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And this video was actually recorded in Brazil, if I have to give you an exact location, I'm not very sure where it exactly was, but it was somewhere a very nice forest. And it was a very nice experience. It's recorded in 2 different days. The first day we did it outdoors. The second day was indoors in a very big black room where we were hanging on a certain they hanged us in a certain way, like we seemed like we were falling from reverse. And we did a lot of cool stuff.
Oh,
and
it's cool.
It turned out pretty awesome.
Oh, when I watched it, I was like, wow. Well, because you guys put a lot. It looks like you guys put an actual lot of effort into it. It's not like just this band playing and like it looks like there's no one there. You know how like a lot of bands just have it where they're just playing and they just have zoom ins. You guys actually did the work and like made it like a story, which you don't see often anymore, I think.
Yeah, we really wanted to get off that like the band thing that everyone always does, the being in like a certain stage or like some location and they play. We wanted to do something like unique, and aside of that, we had the very amazing chance that the producer of the video wanted to like use this as its we wanted something cinematographic, but cinematographic stuff is sometimes a bit too expensive. And we had not a very big budget for this, and they wanted to do this also for their portfolio, so meaning that we could kind of afford it. And it was very nice that they gave us this chance. So it's like then we thought, okay, let's full on it then. Let's really do it this way. And yeah.
Definitely. So I know you guys dropped a lyric video for Starvation. Do you guys have any other like music videos or lyric videos in the works right now?
Well, we have a lot of ideas, but for now we don't have like any music video. We have a full band playthrough coming out, which already came out from Dark Night of the Soul, and we have like ideas to make music videos, but we will have to still come back again together to actually do it. But there might be some new ones, maybe later on this year.
Definitely. So with Krypta being added to all these festivals and even touring with Deicide next year, do you have any do you have like a certain show you're looking forward to?
Well, I am honestly looking forward for any show that it's coming, because I haven't played in 1.5 years already, which is quite long. So honestly, I would be happy with anything. There's a lot that I cannot tell yet, because we haven't announced everything that we are working on. But from the stuff that we announced, Wacken is definitely one of the highlights as it comes to what is announced already.
Definitely. So where can everyone keep up with your bands and buy both of your bands on vinyl or CD?
All right, so the album, which is coming out on 11th June, which already came out, is orderable on Napalm Records website, both in Europe and the United States. And as for merchandise, it's available on cryptashop.com/menu.com, which gets you in a site where you can like choose the country you are, the country that you want to buy in, so Europe, United States, or just go to cryptashop.com and you'll find a way to to buy the merchandise. And to follow us, we are on Instagram, we are on Facebook as Krypta Death, and yeah, we are on Spotify, all major streaming platforms. You can listen to our album, and we are on Bandcamp. As for Cobra Spell, everything is just Cobra Spell. Instagram, Facebook. The website is cobraspell.com, and you can buy the merch there too, and also all streaming platforms.
Definitely. Well, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Definitely. Well, we're going to end the show with Disruptor. I'm going to have Dino on in a few weeks.
Awesome. I love that guitarist.
He's fucking cool. So here's Disruptor.
He's so tight with the guitar playing.
Right. Here's Disruptor from Fear Factory. See you guys next Monday here on Razor Radio.